Yo, welcome to God Real TV, where we keep it real, raw, uncut, straight to the point. So, what I want to talk about right now is Kanye West and how he pretty much is a Roman god Saturn today, or he works with that energy. He's under that energy. So, pretty much everything started off with chaos. If you study Roman mythology, everything started with chaos, which is the void. So let's read that. All right. Chaos is a mythological void state preceding the creation of the universe, the cosmos. In Greek creation myths. In Christian theology, the same term is used to refer to the gap. So I want y'all to pay attention to that. The gap, or the abyss, created by the separation of heaven and earth. So you can pretty much say in the beginning it was chaos. So just like in the Bible, how it says in the beginning it was God. So it was chaos. It was dark matter, dark energy. So pretty much everything is like dark versus light. So if you ever see like Freemasons when they have the black and white pattern, like the chessboard or the checkerboard or whatever, and all it means is like yin and yang, dark, light, you know, evil, good versus evil, like the balance of it all. So chaos is the dark matter. Chaos is the dark. When they said let there be light, that's Lucifer. So it's almost like Republican versus Democrat. So Kanye West, as you can see now, he's a Republican, but when he first like started rapping or whatever, most people, he was like on the Democrat side. But now, as he like evolved, he's a Republican. So you can all like everyone knows that Kanye, he started off like with the Jesus energy. He came out college dropout, Jesus walks. You feel me? Jesus walks. But now he's more working with the Saturn energy because the Jesus energy, Jesus has turned into his father in this day and age that we living in right now, modern day 2022. Jesus has turned, evolved into his father. That's why he came up with an album called Jesus is King, because Jesus is the king now. He's the king. So let's move on. So we already went through that chaos. Same term is used to refer to the gap. The gap, which Kanye collabed with the gap, or the abyss creation, created by the separation of heaven and earth. So you can pretty much say that chaos split his parents apart. You could say that like a child came between their parents and split them apart. So you could say heaven is the parent and earth, just like in Greek mythology, Uranus. So Uranus is actually a higher form of Jesus. This is actually Jesus Christ, Uranus. A lot of people don't know that. So sometimes written Oranos, which means heaven, is a personification of the sky. So Uranus was the son and husband of Gaia, which is earth. So Uranus is heaven, Gaia is earth. So primordial god and personification of sky and heavens. So it says Uranus is associated with the Roman god Caelus, which is also a higher form of Jesus Christ in the spirit realm. Not Jesus was a man in physical form, and Uranus is higher version. Just like chaos, that's that's God. That's the God of the Bible. But chaos is actually Satan. So this is what we're proving right now. Saturn, Satan, the God of the Bible, same entity from beginning of time, which is the most powerful God. All right, so Uranus, Kalis, just heaven. This is Roman mythology right here. Gaia, which is personification of the earth. So the firmament. So just like in the Bible, the firmament is a vast solid dome created by God during his creation of the world to divide the primal sea into the upper and lower portions so that the dry land could appear. The concept was adopted into the subsequent classical medieval model of heavenly spheres, but was dropped with advances in astronomy in the 16th and 17th centuries. Today it survives as a synonym for sky and heaven. So this is just proof that God, the God that they're talking about, is chaos, which is Yahweh, same energy, ball, God of fertility, weather, rain, wind, lightning. Genesis 1:7, and God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. So this is the Mesopotamian version of God, which is Enlil. So this is where you get when your rappers call themselves like Lil Wayne, Little Pump, Lil Uzi Vert, Lil. That's where they get it from. This is Enlil, so that's that's the energy that they're using. So see, Enlil plays a vital role in the Sumerian creation myth. He separates on heaven from key earth, thus making the world habitable for humans in the Sumerian flood myth. Enlil rewards, I don't know how to say that, with immortality for having survived the flood. And in the Babylonian flood myth, Enlil is the cause of the flood himself. So as you can see, this is the God of the Bible, right? So I'm proving that right now. So if anyone, you know, anyone want to challenge me, like it's right here. So Enlil is the cause of the flood himself, having sent the flood to exterminate the human race who made too much noise and preventing him from sleeping. So you see that it's the same entity, God of the wind, air, the earth, and the storms. That's the God of the Bible. Enlil, just chaos in the beginning, created by the separation of heaven and earth. The gap. Okay, so you pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Set, he was the Lord of the Red Land, where he was the balance to Horus role as the Lord of the Black Land. So Set was the dark and Horus was the light. And everyone know that Horus is Lucifer, just another form of Lucifer. So Set had a positive role where he accompanies Ra on his bark to repel Apep, the serpent of chaos. So the reason why Set was the only one that can do that is because that's another form of Set. Because Set is a god of chaos. It's a serpent of chaos. So Set was the only one that can repel a pet because it was him. No other god can do it but Set. So Seth is the god of desert storms, disorder, violence, and foreigners. Can't make this up. This, you can look this up yourself. So now we go into Saturn. Saturn was a god in ancient Roman religion and a character in Roman mythology. He was described as a god of time, generation, dissolution, abundance, wealth, agriculture, periodic renewal, and liberation. Saturn's mythological reign was depicted as a golden age of abundance and peace. So you see Cronus, it's Greek mythology. Saturn is Roman mythology, but it's the same deity just in different times. See Roman equivalent right here. Saturn is day. Planet Saturn's day is Saturday. Day is Saturday, which they say is the Sabbath day, right? The seventh day of the week, the Sabbath day, where God rested. So you see how he has sickle in the hoodie, the hood, sickle in the hoodie. There he is again, sickle in the hoodie, God of capital, time, wealth, agriculture, and liberation, Father Time. So this is Father Time. So it's pretty much you pick a side. It's either you on Saturn side, Enlil, or you on Osiris, Lucifer. So Osiris, Lucifer, that's like Democrat. Saturn, Enlil, that's Republican. But with both of them, it's balanced, the light versus the dark. And the dark energy is Saturn. The light energy is Jesus, son of the morning, Lucifer. And this energy, this dark energy, is also Yaldabaoth, is an evil deity, creator of the material world, sometimes represented as stereomorphic, lion-headed serpent. He's regarded as a demiurge and false god who keeps the souls trapped in physical bodies, imprisoned in the material universe. The name is probably derived from the Aramic expression Yaldabaoth, which means descendant of chaos or son of chaos. So back to chaos, this word chaos. I'm telling you, starts with chaos. So Roman mythology. So you go to Kalus right here, which is the Roman Uranus, which is the higher form of Jesus, Lucifer. But as you go back, so his parents says it was ether. Ether means darkness. Wait, no, let's go back. His parents ether and dies. So what it says, she was the daughter of chaos. So parents chaos and Kaligine. I guess that's how you say it. And then there we go. Chaos. All right, so you get it. Everything started with chaos, which is the gap, the separation between heaven and earth. Just like in the Bible, how it says God separated the waters above from the waters below. That's what pretty much that means. So it's the same thing in every mythology story. It's just in different ways. Like the Bible, you kind of gotta, you gotta figure it out, kind of, because it kind of speeds through everything, but if you actually do your research, it like shows, what they were talking about in the Bible, because the Bible is a parable, so you gotta like kind of figure it out on your own. So just like the clothing line, the Gap, this is the Gap. That's what it's like based off of, this separation right here. Just like how Apple is based off of when Eve bit the apple, which apple is it's like a metaphor for like drugs or whatever drug, because it was almost like God was telling them like stay away from this drug because it will open your mind and you will know good and evil instead of just good. So that's what he was telling them, almost kind of lied to them and told them that they would die if they eat it, just so they'll like stay away from it. Just like anybody would tell you like, oh, you better not do that because they're trying to like protect you. But Lucifer, it was he made it seem good for them to like actually like, because sometimes ignorance is bliss. So honestly, wouldn't you not want to know evil? Like, so I think God was trying to help in a story that is told in the Bible. I feel God was trying to help Adam and Eve, and then once they did eat from the tree, now He's saying humans know good and evil just like us as gods. So we have Enlil, which is the same deity as chaos, Saturn, Set, which is a god of the Bible, Cronus, it's the Greek father time, Saturn, god of capital, time, wealth, agriculture, liberation, Yaldabaoth. So now we're going to talk about Kanye West. So Kanye West, he started off like as an apprentice. He wanted to get in the game. He he got in the game with his production. He was making beats, for rappers, and then all of a sudden he like tell people like I've rapped too, like he was like really making beats for himself, but then people loved his beats so much that he just became like, oh, this producer. But oh, people say like, oh, he raps too, but like people didn't really want to hear him out, because he didn't fit the gangster image, like when he was coming up in the game. So they're just like, oh, he could just make beats or whatever. So yeah, fire beats. Like I think he did that This Can't Be Life on Jay-Z album. Like I don't know, his drums was just like hitting harder than everybody else's around that time. And then yeah, like his sample selection and how he chopped his samples was dope. So and then I think that like sampling soul was like kind of popular a little bit, but I think he like brought it to like the mainstream, like especially like when he did like slow jams and especially through the wire, because he sampled songs that people was familiar with, and like didn't like really try to hide it. So it's like when you sample songs that's like people are familiar with, you gotta like get a clearance, like he sampled Shaka Khan through the wire. So he had to yeah, he had to for sure get like a clearance to like put that record out. So and I think that's like where most people like figured out Kanye as a rapper, from Through the Wire, when they saw like that video on like 106 in Park and made it to number one on 106 in Park. So you know so he started off as an apprentice, almost like I feel like Jay-Z introduced him to become a Freemason, because if you're in this game and you make it as high as he is, you have to be a Freemason first. Just like every president, everybody in, well, not everybody in politics, but like most of them, they all are Freemasons. So you can see he's throwing up the rock, but they call it the rock, but it's really a pyramid, you know. So during this time, he was just like an apprentice. He was getting in the game, college dropout, and this album did really good for his debut. And he was working with the Jesus energy around this time. So he had the song Jesus Walks. Like Jesus Walks which is a great song, and I haven't really. This is like my first time ever hearing like a rapper talk about Jesus, and they played it on the radio though, So just like how he get them to do that, because most people would even, they wasn't even, unless it was like gospel music or something. But if you have to go to the gospel station or get a gospel album to listen to that, but they play like on a hip hop radio, which is like rare. So yeah, he had a song called Jesus Walks, and he was talking about Jesus. He even talked about it in the song. So fast forward to late registration. So you see how Kanye used to dress. He used to like wear suits, and he was like very flashy with the glasses, you know. And it seemed like he was like coming up, still like Freemason. I don't know what level, probably or like York Rite, Scottish Rite, and graduation. Seems like he's getting real seasoned in the game. He's still working with that Jesus energy, working with the Jesus energy. He got the Jesus piece. All the other folks, he had the Rockefeller chain, but now he's see, even in his album cover, he got the Jesus piece right here. And then the Jesus piece. So he's working with that Jesus energy, which most rappers do. Like they all get a Jesus piece because honestly, like every rapper is playing that Jesus role in their world for their fans. So it's almost like they're like a sacrifice for us because they're working with that higher energy and they're in that position. So if you're a fan and you relate to the rapper that you love, then it's like they're speaking for you, you know? So, and they're like sacrificing their soul for the entity that's inhabiting them. But that entity that's inhabiting them is our higher self too, So it's like we're all working together. And fast forward to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy which is his like best album. Everyone says that this is his best album, is magnum opus. So right here, he was working with Horus energy, which is another form of Jesus, but just in ancient Egypt. As you can see, um, right, he's wearing the Horus chain. That's Horus right there. That's Egyptian god Horus. You can search that up if you want to do more information on that. I can't go over it right here. I probably gotta make another video, but I can go over this Horus energy right here, which a lot of young rappers use. As you can see, like Horus loves to dress in red, black, and gold. That was most of the theme for this album: red, black, and gold. And he was wearing all red. So red, black, and gold. The all red suit. He had the red Octobers. He made the shoes with Nike. The Horus chain. So he was on his ancient Egyptian tip right here. Even when him, Rihanna, and Jay-Z did that Run This Town song, it was so Rihanna was either playing Hathor or Isis. I'm pretty sure she was probably playing Hathor, and Kanye was playing Horus, and Jay-Z was playing Osiris. just all Jesus energy, you know. So, or you could say Lucifer energy, because Jesus is Lucifer, son of the morning. They're both son of the morning. And Jesus, right here, he started to realize who he was. He already knew who he was, but then he even got a song called "I Am a God." So he started realizing who he really is. The Jesus album called himself Yeezus. Then fast forward, this is when he started transitioning to Saturn, but he's Jesus, but he just took the crown pretty much. So the Jesus energy is back. Everyone's talking about when Jesus is coming back, he's already back. Energy is here already. So that's why he even came out with the album Jesus is King. He's on the throne right now because the Old Testament is dying and the New Testament is here. But even though it's still people that still serve Enlil, but that energy is Jesus now. So Jesus is the new Saturn, and Kanye is the physical form of that. That's why you see him collabing with the Gap, even though right now he he terminated the deal right now because he's transitioning to someone else, which I'm about to show later on in the video, like like next. But Kanye right now he's like Saturn. Kanye is Saturn. You see he's wearing the hoodie. Kanye never dressed like that. Now he's dressing in hoodies. You know, see Kanye got the sickle. See, right now he's going through a lot right now. Everyone's like going against him because of who he's transitioning into. He just he just ended his deal with the Gap. So I think he's going into the African spirituality now, which Beyonce and Jay-Z is on because Jay-Z is Shango. And like I explained in the previous video that I did, you should watch that one too. Beyonce is Oshun, and Kanye is this is who he's transitioning to right now. It's Eshu, trickery, crossroads, misfortune, chaos, death, traveler's messenger. This is the Orishan version of chaos, Saturn, Enlil, everything I just explained to you. This the same energy, the same deity. This is the Republican. This is the Republican African spirituality deity. Ishu is a Orisha. Ishu is a prominent primordial divinity who descended from Ikole Arun and the chief enforcer of natural and divine laws. He is the deity in charge of law enforcement and orderliness. As a religion has spread around the world, the name of this Orisha has varied in different locations, but the beliefs remain similar. So, I'm telling you, that's who Kanye West is right now. You see him; he's going through a lot right now, and I think they're gonna try to get him. They're gonna try to sacrifice him. So everybody just keep praying for Kanye because I don't think nobody can replace Kanye, man. And it's crazy, like everybody want to hate on him and say this and that. Even the people that he put on, they hating on him. Like I can't believe that. Like a lot of people that he put on they turn their back on him, because they don't have the same beliefs. Just because Kanye expresses himself, like he always said what he wanted to say, even when he said that, you know, GB don't care about black people. So he always said what he wanted to say and always believed in what he believed in. But I don't think that gives a right for people to turn his back on him, especially the people that he helped put on. But hey, some people, you know. But again, you don't know what he does behind the scenes and what he's done to people or whatever. But I don't think because Kanye right now in this modern day, he's the closest that we had to Pac. But Kanye, I feel, he's talented, bro. Like his music is not like everybody else's. When he puts out something, like everybody pays attention. So like when you look at that, like even when he says something, everybody pays attention. So he has like, I think a lot of celebrities are jealous of that. That when he says something, everybody pays attention. Like everything low key stops when he drops an album. Everybody like stops. He does like a listening event. Everybody's there. So yeah, man. I hope y'all learned something in this video. Kanye, Kanye is Saturn. He started off working with the Jesus energy, but then he leveled up to Saturn, chaos. As you can see, his behavior is kind of chaotic, right? So yeah, hope y'all having a good day, and hope y'all. I advise y'all to do some research on this, just so because I'm just not, just making all this up. I'm like talking to y'all and showing y'all like evidence, you know. So I just thought it was crazy that chaos is the gap, and Kanye collaborated with the gap, which is because he's working with that Saturn energy right now. It ain't nothing bad, like if you read up on Saturn, says it was the golden age. So I guess that's why he's so rich, If you working with that energy, you can work with any energy that you want, but it's up to you just to like do your research, you know. God of time, generation, dissolution, abundance, wealth, agriculture, periodic, renewal, liberation. Sounds good to me, right? But let me know what y'all think in the comments. We can debate this if you want. And this is Guy Real TV, and I'm out.